Can anyone around here speak basketball?
There it is.
It's the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast.
What is going on? It's me, Freddie Rivas, host of the Confederacy of Dunks
Basketball Podcast. Oh, God.
It's Matt Duncan.
Now I'm starting to hate it.
Yeah, I know. I'm really slowly turning it on you. It's working.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm having a great time. This is episode 101.
Yeah.
And we just had a hell of a 100th.
We did. We had a call-in episode.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of wild hot takes.
Yeah.
It was really fun, but I'm excited to get back to normal.
Yeah.
And huge thanks to everyone who supports this podcast. And if you want to support more, ratings, reviews, all that stuff that's going to make my life incrementally better. How might you do that, Matt?
Well, everybody says iTunes. That's what I hear.
Uh-huh.
Stitcher apparently has some reviewing.
Sure.
Too, if you have a Gmail account.
Yep. We have 14 reviews, 7 reviews, but for some reason there's a number 14 there on iTunes. So if you could get us to 8, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome. And we also, there are a bunch of podcatchers we're on that you can subscribe with, like Spotify, Pocket Casts. I know I've been told that a lot of people listen that way. And there's also something called Player FM, which you use.
Yeah, it's really good.
Which is not as popular, but for...
I think a lot of people use it.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. I've asked around.
Okay, well, let's bring on the guest because I'm pretty pissed at you already. Okay. He's one of the funniest guys I know. I think this is maybe his third time doing the podcast. He's from the Sioux.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's crazy. If you're at home,
Fucking crazy.
get noisy for Jordan Foisy.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. I am fucking crazy, man. I'll do anything.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. He's fucking crazy. If people could see me, they're like, he's crazy. He looks sad. He's not crazy, though.
In my head, I was going to say all these other things like, he broke his foot on my brother's foot.
Yeah, that's a big credit.
But all that came out was he's fucking crazy. So sorry about that.
I swatted your brother, stuffed the hell out of him.
Highlight block,
and then a brutal foot break.
Yeah.
And then the Rivas brothers gave me a ride home, and I didn't know why they were apologizing so much because I didn't realize it was Miguel's foot.
We felt bad.
Jesus.
Let's bring on our second guest. Also one of the very funniest people I know in the whole world. We've been friends forever.
11th time on the pod.
11th time. Thanks for counting, Matt.
Is that a record?
That sounded sarcastic, but actually, thanks for counting. He's amazing. He'll have a variety of hot takes. If you're at home, get pissy. It's Adam Christie.
Whoa.
Hello, Raptors fans from the 905, the 647, and the 416. It's time for Confederacy of Dunks basketball.
Hey,
Wow.
bro. That was a pro move.
Hey,
Lord.
11 times. You don't get this good by not practicing. You know what I mean?
That's right.
When did you practice that at home? Okay.
I've been doing hot takes in the mirror since yesterday.
Just driving between area codes of Toronto, practicing that?
Oh, yeah. We have Matt Duncan in the booth.
Good
Hey.
Freddie Rivas, our host, and
That's
special
right.
guest Jordan Foisy. I'm coming for Tanner Zipchin's job. Can I say that?
baby.
You guys know Tanner Zipchin?
Of course.
I don't.
The Cineplex interviewer, Tanner Zipchin?
Yeah.
No.
Freddie, you should know him. You've
I
been
know.
in some
That's my
Cineplex.
territory. I should.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck you, Zipchin. I'm coming for you. baby.
Wow.
I want to interview those stars.
Okay, I'm glad we're starting with this amount of hostility because a running little thing I started earlier in the season gets to continue. Matt, would you fire a Hunger Games cannon for me?
Oh, God.
That goes out to Mike Bibby. Kyle Lowry has officially passed Mike Bibby on the all-time three-point shooting list. Field goals made. Mike Bibby has 1,517 threes. Kyle Lowry now has 1,519 threes.
Wow.
And guess what? Nick Van Exel, he's coming for you.
You're next.
Wow.
Whoa.
Van Exel.
Tim Hardaway, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How far away is Tim Hardaway?
Tim Hardaway is let's see here. He's about 25 threes away, and we got seven games left. So let's say no.
Yeah,
let's say no actually on that one. But Nick Van Exel is 9 threes away. So
that's for sure gonna happen.
Let's hope that Lowry can get into the top 30 before the end of the season.
Wow.
Do you think Lowry's gonna get more jacked than Mike Bibby?
I don't think that's possible.
Have you seen the pictures of Mike Bibby? What he
Mike
looks like now?
Bibby looks like he looks like an action finger, like that. That's like a Ninja Turtle.
Pardon me, did you just say action
finger?
He did say
I
an
did
action
by
finger.
accident.
Which you said by accident, but it actually is kind of true. He looks like a jacked finger. Like
he does.
Like,
he looks like a human bubble jacket.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Like if you're at home, Google image Mike Bibby jacked, and you're gonna see someone that scares the living shit out of you.
Like if a muscle shirt grew a body, that's Mike Bibby.
Like every burger you eat just turns into like another new bicep.
Like he looks like Hans and Franz, the SNL's duo, except real.
Yes.
That's what Dr. Dre looks like too.
Yes.
Dr. Dre looks like he's wearing a Hulk suit.
I think Dre slimmed down actually a little bit. I just saw a picture of him. He looks a little more slimmed down. He looks like the way Dre looked like. I know what you're talking about, like 6 years ago. He looks like Mike Bibby looks like that right now.
What was that Dr. Dre music video where there was a woman or Eminem was in a tank full of water or something? No, sorry. Dr. Dre was in a tank full of water and Eminem was mad at him, rapping at him for something.
I can only picture 50 Cent doing the upside down sit-ups.
Right.
Okay, let's get popping here. A fave segment of everyone's. Matt, why don't you tell me something I don't know about Lloyd Daniels?
Do you remember Lloyd Daniels?
No.
He played 6 games for the Raptors in the 97-98 season.
Best season.
Already don't know. So.
Yeah. He, at the
good?
time of his recruitment, he was a bit of an older player. He was touted as being the best player out of New York City since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Squeeze me.
Yeah.
Hello. That is a drop off.
Out of what?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, what city?
NYC,
New York
baby.
City.
New York City.
The Big Apple.
Yeah.
I'd have to disagree with that.
I think it's called Lloyd Daniels City.
Lloyd Daniels, LD.
Well, this is where it starts to drop a bit.
Oh,
but did you know when he was in high school, he had a grade 3 reading level?
What? That's a mean fact. Such a mean fact.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Lloyd Daniels, functionally illiterate. Let's go.
Did you know he was shot 3 times in the chest and survived?
Okay, yeah, that's great. Oh man,
You can't kill him. He's unbreakable.
Yeah, wow.
He's nicknamed Sweet Pea.
Okay,
Well, that's okay. That's
cheer me up a bit.
Yeah, okay.
And he currently coaches in the AAU in New York, and his reading level is currently at a grade 2 level now.
No, you made that one up.
That's what it said.
No.
That's what it said. I didn't make it up.
He dropped a level?
He dropped.
Well, Lloyd Daniels, when you come looking for us and want to kick our ass, you go straight to Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Also, why does he keep submitting to these reading tests? I got it this time.
I got to do another reading test and then instantly publicize it for everyone.
Lloyd, you don't have to do this, man.
He's the AAU coach.
That's great.
Sweet Pea.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's sick. Played in the NBA.
Big fan of Robert Munch, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
God damn it.
Matt, is there anything else?
So rough. That's it. That's
Okay, well,
Where are you getting these facts from?
Oh, I have to cradle over the internet looking for them. It's rough.
well, Matt, pretty obscure player, so I'll give you a B minus.
Daniels.
I'll give you a B minus because
It's getting tougher. I've done a lot of Raptors, and a lot of them are harder to find than Finkel.
You've rocked my world before, okay? So the benchmark's higher. I'm not just a hater.
Okay.
Sometimes you blow my mind.
Yeah, that's true.
If the last stat was just kidding, Lloyd Daniels doesn't exist, I wouldn't be that surprised.
Okay, that would jack you up to like an A++ for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get cracking. Would you give me that Raptors sting?
Bobby Webster to the NBA front office. Your GM of the Year award is ready.
Wow. Really leaning into the Bobby Webster.
Yeah, I need to remind everybody who our general manager is.
It's true. People do forget. They think it's Masai.
They think it's Masai. Can you imagine this guy going for another job if he got fired from the Raptors?
Yeah.
Like, what did you do at the Raptors? It was all Masai.
They'd be like, yeah, you did a bunch. Like, don't worry about Matt.
Kyle Dubas will be able to move on. You know, it's like he's not in Brandon Shanahan's shadow.
They'll be like, wait a minute. What's your reading level? Heard a lot about these guys from Toronto.
Yeah.
We hear they can't read.
They're getting all their info from us. And Masai is really a god? Like, okay. Adam. Let's start with you on this one. Let's actually, I was going to start with something else, but let's go right to the playoffs because we're approaching the playoffs pretty fast. I think we'll have maybe 1-2 more pods before the playoffs start. So
I think we play Chicago all 8 times.
Yeah,
I
think so too. It's like Chicago and Orlando 8 times each.
Yeah.
What are you most worried about? As a Raptor fan, I think obviously you should be pretty confident, but as a Raptor fan, you also should be internally worried about everything. So what's worrying you this year?
The thing I'm worried about the most is that in these last 8 games, we got nothing to play for. We've been playing real well, but the Bucks have been playing even better. Right. So these I think we're 4 games back from first and 4 games ahead of third. Yeah. So we're pretty locked in. So really all we have to play for now is team chemistry because I just learned that this iteration of the Raptors has only played 3 times together. Yeah. Since we've made the trade. So really all we have to play for is team chemistry. But then that's kind of muddled by the fact that in the last 3 games of the season, we're going to be load managing a lot. So I just think finding a vibe for this team, seeing what lineups we like to put out there. Right. Because it's playoff time.
So when it gets to the playoffs and the first 2 games, do you think you're going to be looking at the team being like, God damn, there's no chemistry? Like, is that what you're worried about?
I don't know if I'm going to be saying that, but hopefully we'll be playing a team that we're so mismatched with that we can actually find some chemistry. Use that time to play actual basketball that matters, and we can find some chemistry there.
That's pretty fair. Jordan.
I mean, it's kind of similar. I'm worried. I know it's not really good, a playoff worry, but I'm worried about the bench. But you don't need it as much. But it's these last couple of games. The starting lineup's really fucking good, and they crush, and then the bench comes out and it's brutal. Right. It's they lose everyone. But obviously that won't be in the playoffs. But
that I think that's fair. Order of the bench, for instance.
Order of the bench.
So do you think it's going to be Norm one game, OG the next game, or they both play every game, and then you throw in a Lin or you throw in a McCaw? Is it going to be a total?
I think it's got to be real short. I think it's going to be the opposite of what everyone talked about. Last year, where it was everyone was, because that's what we learned last year, is but the Raptors have so much depth, and then we realized that does not matter.
I fully fell into that trap.
Yeah, we're we'll throw fucking Van Vliet at them. Yeah. We'll throw, we'll throw.
And then in that Wizards series, it's if we only had Van Vliet. I think as far as the bench stuff, I think that's going to mostly iron out. Yeah. And it's going to come down to a choice of Norm, Lin, or McCaw on any given night.
As the end of it?
I think so.
I think it's Norm right now. I think Norm's been playing his way into a playoff rotation spot.
Then maybe, but I just think OG offers so much defensive versatility and upside that even if his role is just go on the court for whenever Kawhi needs, 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think we're going to be running a 9-man rotation. And I think maybe Lin will play some starting minutes. Maybe McCaw will play, starting spot minutes. Yeah. Right, Same with McCaw, but I think our lineup's going to be the starting 5. Ibaka.
Van Vliet.
OG Norm. And Norm. Yeah. I think that's going to be our
that's good.
Main line.
That's pretty good.
I would say, I have some worries about those things. I think that they're valid, but I still have this lingering feeling that there's an aspect of the Raptors that rely on kind of shooting, and both Fred and Kyle, there's just a small guy thing in the playoffs. And we always seem to run up against a big guard, whether it's George Hill or Malcolm Brogdon or John Wall, or, even Dragic was pretty big when we played Miami. And having a big guard kind of takes away from that easy spacing 3-pointer. And hopefully Fred is hopefully Danny is such a lockdown shooter, and Kawhi is such a good shooter that it's going to hopefully kind of balance that out. Yeah. But there's something about those two guys that I wouldn't be that surprised if they don't overperform in the playoffs.
We were talking about one thing about Lowry and then maybe this goes to worry as well. Is Lowry the least dependable, greatest shooter ever?
Yes, I think he is. And I think so much of that is his height.
Right.
In a regular season game when it's, kind of like really flowing, he just kind of gets his. And he's he has such a good pace, and he has such good timing. And he was good in the playoffs last year. He shot well.
Yeah. How's he shooting on the season from three?
This year from three.
Is he high 30s?
Where is he? Kyle is shooting
36. I'm guessing.
35%. So he's shooting league average.
Yeah. You know what? League average, you hike up some threes. I don't mind that.
So is Pascal, by the way.
It's 35.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. Well, it's mostly from that corner. Like, Pascal only really shoots threes from the corner.
Yeah. Well, he's like moving up. He's moving up on the upper part there.
But I think from the corner, he's like 42% or something.
I think we're shooting I think we're first in the league since we got Gasol in 3-point accuracy.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
We are.
What are we in? Defensive rebounding.
That's not bad. It's offensive rebounding that's real bad.
Gasol is shooting almost 40% from three as a Raptor, but he's only shooting 2 threes a game. So it really gets minimized when you don't shoot that much. And that's the thing. Kyle's shooting a lot, Kawhi's shooting a lot, Danny's shooting a lot, and Fred's shooting a lot, and they're all hitting a lot of threes. So I think for Fred and Kyle, those are the two guys where I'm like, I could see a drop off from three. Right. Danny and Kawhi, I don't see it. I think they're going to get theirs from three in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I guess my biggest worry for the playoffs is when they start.
Is this a new worry?
This is a new worry. It just came to me. You guys ready?
No, this is real Raptor fan. Because it's you have a worry, and then you're like, guess what? I'm worried about this too.
I think I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to deal with the happiness when we realize Kawhi Leonard's the fucking man and he's going to destroy whoever we play in the first round, and I'm not going to be able to stop crying.
Honestly, that's a great worry.
I'm worried I'm going to be too happy and what is this feeling? Because it's I can't wait to see what that's like.
I'm so excited for basically a sequence where Pascal gets a fast break, dunks. Next play, Gasol takes the charge. Next play, Kawhi does something crazy. Next play, Lowry takes the charge. Next play, Danny hits a three, and then the other team leaves the court in the first quarter. The other team strikes.
Somebody's gonna dunk and Kawhi's just literally gonna grab the ball out of the dunk.
I've already accidentally called Kawhi dad twice this week.
That's not an accident.
It's super embarrassing.
Okay. I feel like we're going into a more positive vibe here.
Oh, you want to keep it negative? I forgot what team. I forgot what team we were rooting for.
No. I want to keep it positive. Okay, so I've been waiting for variations of this all year. I think Pascal's basically been either the secondary storyline the entire year for the Raptors, or sometimes the main storyline. He's just actually maybe not the main storyline because of Kawhi, but he's just been so fantastic all year. He's basically blowing people's minds every single game. Yeah. And we've now seen doses, and pretty small doses, of point Pascal, and not just fast break. I mean, we saw a couple lineups where when Lynn was playing so bad, where it was him and Norm. And he was effectively the point guard. And that huge Charlotte comeback the other night, we saw Pascal at center. We've seen some Pascal at center, but this was really in the fourth quarter, trying to win a game, making a huge comeback. When Ibaka came out of the game, I think it was Fred who came in, or I forget. But basically, Kawhi and Pascal were the two bigs, and we just menaced them. It was amazing. Siakam was all over the court. So this is just a fun theoretical question, Jordan. I'll start with you. Well, what do you like more between the various versions of Pascal?
They're both really fun. I think I like point center because I like the idea of, or not point center.
So your answer
center.
is both. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
No other players.
Your answer is shut up, Freddie. Both.
Yeah. No. No other players. Just Pascal on the court. He's playing every position. I think I like center because I have been thinking about that. What's that closing lineup going to look like? And it's and then it's oh, that was really fun. Especially I don't know if you take Van Vliet. I don't know if you want to take Van Vliet out of there. I feel like there's
Norm was hot, so Kyle wasn't in, and Kyle also had his first game back. I think Kyle came back in the third minute.
Okay.
So Kyle wasn't a part of the giant part of the comeback, but he was still
right.
I think Kyle will be in there in place of Fred or Norm or something.
Because I would almost like to see OG in there. And then that's like such a fun lineup.
But with our talk about OG, has OG earned that? Like, is OG part of that like nasty lineup? Like, is he? Is he that dialed in? Because when Norm came into the game,
he was.
Norm was a maniac. He was
Right.
like just hitting threes, making steals, making good plays, and
Yeah, I mean, if Norm's going storming Norman, if
Yeah.
he's then yeah, like put him in there. But I like that lineup. That's like really fun. Whoever it ends up being. So I'm gonna go center.
what about you, Adam? Are you Pascal the big or Pascal the small?
Well, I kind of want to go fuck you, Freddie. I like both just because
Cheers.
I do. My favorite thing about Pascal is that he can play both.
Yeah.
That he's
Yeah.
so versatile and he can kind of cover a lot of people. And right now I think I'm going with Jordan though, and I'm saying center because I don't know, Pascal, especially in the last few games without Kyle or with a limited Kyle, I think is averaging in the last 3 games like 6.5 turnovers.
yes.
Like
This is where I was kind of coming from.
I kind of attributed the last loss to Charlotte with some like pretty nasty Pascal, lazy turnovers, and also kind of, I mean, Pascal's a pretty good defender, but can sometimes be just not know where he's supposed to be, like his IQ on.
But he was
defense.
amazing as the big in Charlotte.
Yeah,
Like he was a beast.
right. But we're not going to be playing Frank Kaminsky every night.
We're not.
And that's a goddamn tragedy. Frank Kaminsky.
shit.
Can we just real quick? Frank Kaminsky has the least basketball name of all time.
Yeah, that's a landlord's name.
And he also has like a super ambitious nickname.
No,
Maybe it's just
Razor.
No, it's the Razor. I wish it was the Razor.
Camo.
Frank the Tank?
Maybe it's Frank the Tank, but I
Yeah,
thought
it's Frank the Tank.
Oh, never mind. For some reason, in my head it was like Frank the Killer or something like
No.
that. I was like,
Oh
I don't
my
think
God.
so.
Frank the Killer.
I don't freaking think so.
His
Frank.
nickname should be The Wire Season 2.
Sabatka. Hey, it's me, Frank Kaminsky. I live upstairs. If you need anything, knock on the door.
We used to make things in this country. Now people just reach in your pocket, shoot the foul, the free throw.
Frank Kaminsky is a guy who shows up at your place at midnight and goes, "Guys, I have a kid.
I'm sorry, guys.
Can you turn it down? My kid's
Guys,
For Christ's sake."
The Wire season 2 had the scariest character, which
yeah.
was the old Greek man who'd read the newspaper.
Oh, the Greek.
I thought you were going to say the duck.
My favorite season.
yeah.
Remember Ziggy's duck?
Oh,
Okay.
Ziggy's Duck.
R.I.P.
Let's
that
move
duck.
on from Ziggy.
So I think we're both saying center. What are you saying?
I'm saying center too because I think that just unleashes him more, and
Yeah.
kind of the turnover thing was my main point, and that also in the best lineups for the Raptors, you're gonna have Kyle Lowry. I think.
Yeah, you have to. All those
And-
winning plays. Where is he on all-time winning plays?
All-time winning plays? I don't know. I mean, where is he on just coming back from being injured, taking a charge immediately? He's got to be like the all-timer. It's like Kyle Lowry just come back from like some like horrific injury, and he's like, Embiid, you don't want none of this. And Embiid just like rolls him over, and then we're all just like, Kyle,
Oh, no, Kyle,
like, why'd you take a charge from Embiid? Like, as soon as that guy, if that guy, Taco Fall from the NCAA, who's 7'6".
Oh yeah.
If he comes into the NBA, you better believe Kyle's taking 7 charges from him
Yes.
in one quarter.
Cal probably puts up posters of guys he wants to take a charge
Oh my
from.
god, totally. If you're above 7 feet and you're outside, I bet you walk into Kyle.
We should
And he
have-
falls over and he's like, "Gotcha," and you're like, "What the hell?"
You know how there's like posterized, like posters that you can get of like, dunking on a dude?
Yeah.
They should sell Kyle Lowry just taking a crazy charge from all the stars of the NBA.
Yo, that's actually a really good idea.
Charger sized?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, let's dive into a little bit of I feel like deep into Raptors psyche here.
Oh God, please. Our own or theirs?
Both.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm wondering how to frame this question in a way that it gets to the point I'm trying to get to. So let me. Okay.
Boys, your glasses have steamed up.
I know, this is actually surprising.
I'm steaming up Foisy.
I'm getting psychoanalyzed.
If you're at home, get noisy. I'm steaming up Foisy. I thought about saying that the whole way.
yeah.
Okay. So
Thought about.
Just did it.
thought about, did it. Woo!
I'm like one of those buns.
Do you remember in the playoffs when Serge was terrible and people were calling for Serge's head?
Yes. I was one of them.
So, yeah. Do you remember when we lost the playoffs and we were, people were demanding a shakeup?
What time?
Yeah, exactly.
Do I remember every year of the last 5 years?
I was going to specify a time, but I'm kind of speaking towards not necessarily Raptors hysteria, but like I was talking with my brother Miguel today, and we were talking about intense fandom. And Raptors, there is an intense fandom here, and there's so much insecurity that I think there's this kind of attitude where we're always tentative, even when things are good. And there's kind of this way that we compare old players and new players and current players who we think deserve time. That is just, it's like the teeth are always out.
Yeah.
And not just that, I think it's hard to decide what exactly it is we want. And all this to say is, Adam, where are you on Gasol versus JV, the trade? And where are you on Gasol versus Ibaka, who's starting and who's playing more? I just think that Gasol seems to have, like, he struck a nerve with Raptors fans. And I was all over the Gasol trade. I was like, I thought it was amazing. I thought Gasol, you start no matter what over Ibaka. I think largely I still agree with that initial point, but I've heard a lot of good JV points, and I've heard a lot of good of Ibaka points. And anyways, where do you? This is like such a meandering question, but you guys know where I'm coming from, right?
No, but great preamble. I really liked it.
Loved it.
It was
Thank
really
you.
beautiful. Yeah.
Oof. Was it?
Yeah, no. You
Okay.
should mark that one down. That was a nice one.
Okay, I don't know if you're making fun of me because it felt pretty circular in my head.
No,
but,
it was great.
Okay,
because it's true. We're hysteric fans, and we can't.
but also we care so much, and I think we're like hysterics, like even too dismissive because we're obsessive in a good way, mostly. Yeah.
Well, every time there's a trade, every time there's someone in the last 2 years would be on the trade market, we'd be like, trade JV. Just give them JV straight up for so-and-so player who wants out. Paul George is unhappy. JV and some draft
it's
picks will
true.
do it. And then we trade JV for Marc Gasol, and we do shake something up, and we're like, shouldn't have traded JV. It's like there's no winning with Raptors fans at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I honestly like all the trades. I like the shakeup. If we had JV, we'd be a little bit better defensively. But
I think so.
Not defensively, sorry, rebounding.
Right.
I think JV's
I mean, he was our best rebounder on easily,
Certainly.
on offense and defense.
But Marc Gasol, I just like when we run the offense through Marc Gasol, kind of like how G State runs the offense through Draymond. It looks so good.
It looks
and even like
amazing.
in the Charlotte game, like when he makes one-handed passes. Just as a basketball fan, I love JV, but watching Marc Gasol is watching a beautiful almond butter going on some beautiful bread.
This guy loves his butter and his bread. Woo.
We should full disclosure. Adam came in before we started recording. He was like, "Hey, can I get a piece of bread with peanut butter?"
I was way ruder than that.
Yeah.
I was like, Matt,
So
I'm starving.
Butter me up.
friend of the pod, Gary Rideout Jr. brought up I thought a pretty good point about JV. What about the guaranteed bucket? What about the guy who's looking for his own? Because, sometimes it's frustrating when Gasol is not looking for his own, right? He was scoring, I think, 17 points a game for Memphis and is scoring 9 for us. He brought in another 4-assist guy, which is invaluable. And again, I'm still very much pro Gasol, and I think he's contributing to a better team on both ends of the court.
But we have.
But yeah, like, what do you
Kawhi
think
and
about-
we have Siakam? Those are our guaranteed buckets. Like if I don't want us to play hero ball with 3 players. I'd rather have Marc Gasol who's going to distribute a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we traded DeMar for Kawhi, and then you watch them on the offensive end, and you're getting much of the same type of scoring.
Much more efficient.
Yeah, and Nick Nurse is doing what Dwayne Casey would do. And I think if you're a coach, a lot of people are like, what is this ISO hero ball? But if you have a player like DeMar DeRozan or you have a player like Kawhi Leonard, sometimes you're like, shit, yeah, our play is give it to them and they'll score.
Well, that's the reality of the playoffs too. Like that's literally like what all the finals end up being, where it's like it grinds down and it's like there's so much iso ball in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's like you always need a guy who can just take it. Yeah, and that's why I think JV should have stayed.
No. But Jordan, is there any part of you that's missing? Even if it's a team chemistry thing like Adam was talking about, is there any part of you that's like, man, maybe we didn't need that shake up this late? I kind of think
JV
was raring to come back. He was raring to come back, right? He had that horrific injury.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his stats.
They're crazy now.
They're amazing for Memphis, which I gotta say I kind of discount just because where Memphis is at.
Yeah.
But, he was averaging 18 minutes a game for the Raptors, which isn't a lot, but it was a big body coming in, rebounding and scoring in the paint.
And getting for sure points. But when he was doing 18 minutes, he was like producing the most points he's ever produced in his career before we traded him?
Yeah, in 18 minutes, he was 13 points a game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty significant.
But it's not, so it's tough. I think one thing that I also, and this is, I don't know if this, I just fucking love JV. Like, just as a character.
Me too.
Oh my God.
I also love Marc Gasol.
Yeah, Marc
I think
Gasol's
they're
great.
very lovable players in different ways. Like, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I hope JV gets like a massive contract, and I hope he becomes an all-star.
We're so spoiled. We're very spoiled. We're so spoiled that these players that we
maybe
trade.
this is where I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the second half of the question, and Adam, I'll go back to you with Ibaka. Yep. So where are you on? I don't know. I think Ibaka should start. There was that Lowry-Ibaka connection, and then there's what Gasol brings to the starting lineup. I think honestly they both play better with the starting lineup.
Yeah.
I think it's
a reality.
I think it's situational. Isn't one of the reasons why we got Marc Gasol is for Joel Embiid for the inevitable second round matchup with the 76ers?
Sure.
We're not playing. I don't want Ibaka against Embiid. I'd much rather have Gasol in.
I'm kind of the opinion that Gasol is the better matchup for Lopez, Embiid, and Horford.
Yeah.
That's what I honestly believe. I think there's a chance that neither is a matchup for Horford and that he kind of outcrafts both.
Yeah.
Maybe Embiid rises to a place where, neither are a matchup for him as well. And maybe the system of Milwaukee.
Neither are a match for Embiid. Embiid is like an all NBA talent.
And I think
he's going to give him trouble.
And I think Horford is that version of he's so amazing that it's like, oh, he got 7 points and won the game for Boston. He's so good. Horford.
But I wouldn't want, I'd rather Marc Gasol than Ibaka or Jonas.
Right.
Jonas against Embiid will be eaten alive.
He actually played good against Embiid.
Oh, really?
Every time they played,
he played all right, but Embiid's career worst shooting numbers are against Marc Gasol.
Yeah. Oh. Also, here's a fun fact. You brought it up. Al Horford loves crafts.
He loves crafts?
Big craft guy.
Wow.
Like craft beer?
No, like fairs.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Does he know about the craft fair that's going on at the exhibition place?
I think we should tell him through the pod.
Oh yeah, he'll check it out.
Yeah, he'll be there.
He's a DNP because he had to go to...
He's a DNP. Okay. Speaking of, actually, there is no speaking of. This is just a straight up hacky transition.
Whoa! Oh, we're not even going to do it.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't even get to answer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't get to
Answer.
So, because I made a fucking dumbass joke.
I messed up.
And I should have said it earlier because you said craft. Anyways.
Guess what? I messed up. You go.
Okay, perfect. The problem is Gasol makes the starting unit better. He's that missing piece that because the whole thing was we had two offenses basically before he got here, where it was Kyle and Ibaka pick and rolls, and then Kawhi doing ISO, and Gasol makes that all bleed to work together.
He's bringing it together.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. But then Ibaka sucks off the bench, or he's certainly not as good. But maybe that's just because he doesn't get to play with Kyle, and he'll get to play with Kyle more.
I think that's honestly I think the main thing is, do you get to play with Kawhi, Pascal, Danny, and Kyle?
Yeah.
Because if you do, they're all remarkable shooters, so things are just going to be great.
Have you seen the numbers when Kyle plays with people?
They're amazing. He makes everybody better.
Kyle Lowry's fucking amazing.
Yes. A big part of his being assured of being on the All-Star team this year was when people started really digging into his stats. They're like, oh my God, this guy is such an engine. Well, we had, Kyle plus bench for how many years where we all knew that as Raptor fans that he just makes everybody infinitely better and is such a good, game pacer.
Yeah.
Also, grade 12 reading level. That's the highest you can go.
Yeah, that's
honestly the highest.
Okay,
that's true.
You know what?
That's true.
There's no university.
Okay,
level
this is actually now this is a perfect transition.
And you know what? Back in the day, if you asked me that question in 1999, OAC reading level.
Whoa.
It's that easy. It's that simple, folks.
Yeah.
Grade 13.
Okay.
What's yours?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but great then.
Yeah, I'm like a Dostoevsky level.
Okay. Adam's crushing Hardy Boys.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's
Again, this is a perfect transition because Matt, this is a time for you to redeem yourself. I mean,
Oh, God.
you put a lot of pressure on yourself for this player.
Yeah.
He's a big timer. He might have some secrets, though.
He's also one of the most private people
That's
in
right.
the NBA.
That's right. Matt, tell me something I don't know.
Thomas Pynchon.
Tell me something I don't know about Kawhi Leonard.
Hasn't been featured.
No,
haven't
he
done
saved
it.
it. He saved it for this pod.
Saved
that's really
it.
thanks.
So
That's
you're
really
already
nice.
at like a B+ because I'm a bit honored.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'll tell you something you don't know.
Okay.
His first car ever owned was a 1997 Chevy Tahoe.
Sorry, I did know that.
Everyone knows that.
We did know that.
It's
It
one
was-
of the 5 facts people
It was
know
part of
about him.
Spurs lore.
No.
That's his Wikipedia.
Do you know about a Chevy Malibu?
Oh.
I didn't know that. I didn't know about a second car.
Okay, well, the Chevy Malibu he had till after his first year in the NBA.
Okay,
So,
fair.
He was
Oh,
trying.
wait, didn't we know that too?
I feel like everyone knows that.
I knew he had a crappy car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we knew
Yeah.
about the Malibu. Maybe
But is
How dare
Malibu,
you.
is
Yeah.
Malibu crappy?
Beautiful car.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but yeah, bad car is like one of the Kawhi
He was
facts.
pressured into getting a Porsche after his first year by family and friends. So
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that. That's
yeah.
great.
You're like, grow up. Okay, so he was the youngest Finals MVP since Magic Johnson.
Oh wow.
I mean,
I did not know that. No, I knew he was young, but that's insane.
Did you know he was the first Jordan brand MVP since Jordan himself?
No.
And now he'll be the first New Balance
Yeah.
MVP since Mr. New Balance.
Oh yeah. no. There's Milos. They got Milos, the tennis guy from Canada.
Oh
yeah.
wow, racking them up.
That's tight. That's tight.
Did you know he's the third player in NBA history to be a Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and All-Star in the same year?
do you have the other two?
No.
Yeah, Jordan and Olajuwon.
Holy shit. My goodness.
My goodness.
Yeah.
He's a top 3 NBA player, you just said? Okay.
All right, Matt, you're on fire. Continue.
Did you know that he missed his basketball tryouts in grade 9 and didn't make the team?
Oh.
So he switched to football for 2 years.
Oh.
I knew he played football. I didn't know that was why.
And
Whoa.
his dad was pissed when he went to just basketball because he wanted him to be able to
Yes.
maximize his opportunity. And he could have played in the NFL, apparently. He was really good. He's tight with Lil Wayne.
Really? No. Oh, Matt, you're a man. I almost want to tell you to stop while you're ahead, but keep coming with the goal.
Whoa,
Everybody's trying to pinpoint when it went sour with the Spurs, but what happened was one night they had a bobblehead night for him, and he publicly stated that it didn't look like him, but he'll take it for what it is.
Whoa, that's for Kawhi, that's a huge burn.
Oh my goodness, Matt.
Jesus.
This is why the Lloyd Daniels thing was so bleak. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And the last thing I'll say is just, I think this is crazy. He's never gotten a triple-double. Did you know that?
No.
He's never gotten one.
Okay, that I didn't know that either.
Which makes it even sweeter that when DeMar had that first game against him, he got a triple-double against Kawhi.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet. Yeah.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Matt,
But, yeah, that's
Great
it.
facts.
Matt, can I
tough.
say? Can
It
I
was
give you?
tough.
Can I give you?
Please.
Perhaps the ultimate compliment.
Sure.
You should be a writer for SI Kids. There, I said it.
Hey, you hear that, SI kids?
Is that a dig at my reading level?
Are you there, SI?
Hey, listen, Matt, drop the you got past that.
Yeah.
We got past that.
Oh, yeah.
You totally redeemed yourself.
Yeah, I can see little bullet points beside like a cartoon version of a player, and you're writing the bullet points. I think that's pretty good.
Do that.
Matt, we're on such a high. Why don't you give me that NBA sting?
Attention, all fans at the Scotiabank Arena. Repeat after me.
They start hot.
Please stay. Bobby Webster, I love you.
That's also the NBA sting?
It's about Bobby Webster.
That's a different one.
Are you doing Bobby Webster things in other podcasts?
I just have a
wow.
Bobby Webster podcast.
Yeah. What's Bobby's hair gel?
Before we move into the NBA, can we mention how good Garbajosa's looking? He was at the game, the OKC
yeah.
game, and Jordan mentioned that he looks like Clive Owen now,
He does
which he
look like
does.
Clive Owen,
He
yeah.
looks pretty handsome. He's
Yeah.
hot as hell.
I saw Garbo
Yeah.
at Lone Star Texas Grill. I served him.
When, recently?
This is many years ago.
Okay.
And I asked the other servers if I could serve him. They said, no problem. I don't know who that is. They sat him basically in the middle of the whole restaurant. He went unnoticed.
Yeah.
And he was with a guy that was probably his dad, but it was basically like a 6'10" Mandy Patinkin.
That's Raptors fandom recognizing
Oh, my
Garbajosa.
Oh, yeah. And,
yeah.
and no one knew.
Right.
No one knew what was up.
You thought he was with Mandy Patinkin. Are you sure it wasn't former NDP leader Thomas Mulcair?
It could have been, but I don't know if Mulcair is 6'8".
Right.
If
You'd be surprised.
If Mulcair is 6'8", Honestly, cheers.
Do you think if Garbajosa doesn't get hurt, they beat the Nets in that series?
No, go look at Garbajosa's stats. We love to romanticize this guy. This guy was averaging a solid 6 and 4 for the Toronto Raptors.
But my God, could he take a charge? What was his deal?
He was
just glue?
He just did it all, man.
He just did it all.
Great
yeah.
role
That's
play.
what I'm saying. I think you're underestimating it.
He could shoot a 3.
Let's get to some serious stuff here.
please.
We got to weigh in on the LeBron missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jordan, what's your do you care, or are you thinking about it? Has it hit home yet?
I mean, I was at the game where they were here, and it was sad.
I was at that game too.
You're at that game?
Yeah, there was a huge fight, and it was very awful. There's a fight in the stands.
Oh, yes.
And 4 people. Well, it's weird because the guy who initiated it, who threw the first punch,
Was he a Laker fan?
no, he's a Raptor fan, and then basically he punched a guy, and then 4 guys it was awful. They pulled him over the thing, and they were punching his head, and one guy started stomping his head.
Oh,
The
shit.
security seemed like they were late getting there, but it all happened so fast. Like for my section 309, it was in the 100s.
Yeah.
So all those people paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it was very hostile.
It was super hostile.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Because
believe
Lakers fans were upset at how bad they were. It was weird.
It was, and there was a sort of there was a darkness to it. It just feels very dark. It almost feels like an HBO drama kind of season. There's a sort of there's just a weirdness, and it's
People paid a lot for those tickets, and I think those people are those type of general NBA or it's weird. People who were it seemed like there was LeBron fans who were no worries.
Yeah.
And then there was Lakers fans who were I hate you.
yeah, there was.
I shouted something. I was yeah, call a timeout or whatever. And this guy in my section in a Lakers uniform was he's Kawhi's leaving. And I was whoa, take it easy, buddy. You're not making the playoffs. And he was just he's the Raptors are going out in the first round or something. And then
Yeah.
it was very.
Then there was a fight.
Yeah, then it was actual fight.
Yeah.
I'm not in my section, but
You know what they were fighting about? They were arguing whether Taste of the Danforth was better than Summerlicious.
honestly, that's fair.
Stomp his head.
If you say Summerlicious, you're getting a flying British bulldog.
Yeah, there was a dude behind me who was people would boo LeBron, and then he would yell something he would just yell go LeBron, but he was really he was really antagonistic. He really
Right.
wanted to get a rise out of people. It was fucking a surreal game. But I think that speaks to the whole season where it's there's a certain, it's tragic. I feel tragic. I think it really,
It's a tragic part of the story,
and it's also
right?
doesn't it make you kind of, I'm reading the book that Adam lent me, this book called The Soul of Basketball. And it talks about LeBron going to Miami, and there's a lot of things of the kind of childishness and immaturity. And then he kind of erased all those bad vibes. And now with the Cleveland return, but now it's kind of I don't know. I think it kind of messes his legacy up a little bit.
Can I say this? Well, and people said it when he went to the Lakers. The Lakers stink. They suck.
Yeah.
They're awful. And the
Here's the
thing
deal.
about-
I personally can't be I'm with you all the way because I thought that Ingram was going to have a big season, and I thought that LeBron was going to bring out the best in a bunch of guys. And
But
I thought
no one
that
shoots three. They have a whole
know.
team. Nobody shoots
People
threes.
said that.
And it's LeBron's whole thing is how he needs the ball. And then he's I don't want to have the ball.
Yeah.
And people are pointing at, it would be different if Lonzo Ball wasn't injured. Lonzo Ball stinks. He's awful. Oh yeah, I wish Lonzo Ball was there to shoot 5 for 40 at the line.
I mean, he plays good D.
Also, Lonzo Ball has
He
read
stinks.
Infinite Jest.
Ew. Are you serious? No, I don't. Oh God.
Are you? But in regards to LeBron, just Lakers aside for a sec.
Yeah.
Is there a part of you that's what the hell? LeBron's not going to be in the playoffs? Or are you I already knew that?
Well, here's a hot take from the other side.
Sure.
Well, I will say that I
is that
predicted
a guttural feeling for
I
you?
predicted that LA was going to be bad at the beginning of the season.
So you're a bit
also
more
predicted
expecting
Denver
this.
was going to be bad. So I'm stupid. I'm a stupid man with a lot of opinions.
You just say things.
I'm dumb.
Yeah.
But here's another thing I'll say. Can LeBron miss the playoffs for one season? It's
Sure.
let the guy rest.
Yeah,
Let
I'm
the
okay
guy's been
with
to the
it.
finals 8 times in a row. He's not
Yeah.
allowed to have an early break so he can work on Space. This Space Jam 2 call times he's got to get to.
Is this mean?
He's got to film that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this mean but fair? Check it out.
Oh my God.
Michael goes to play baseball.
Yeah.
LeBron goes to Miami. Michael goes to the Wizards. LeBron goes to LA.
Yeah, but we don't know what's going to happen with LeBron after the season.
Right. Like, will it like fizzle?
And he wasn't
or
that
will
bad.
No, I don't think it was that bad, but it's like, to me, it's these like big time gaps in their like career narrative. Like, even though it like in the second year of Miami, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it still was this like, there was this vision of LeBron that was totally altered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for Jordan, when he went to baseball, people were like, what the?
I don't think
hell?
I don't think it's the equivalent of.
It's a pretty big stretch. The only reason I was using it is because of those two players.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think it's like it's kind of like there is a certain the Wizards thing where it's like, you know how it like, and then when Jordan went to the Wizards, it was like it kind of like elaborated like, oh yeah, this guy's like a fucking egomaniac and he's like an asshole. And it's kind of like with LeBron where it's like, oh, he makes his team better, and then he goes to the Lakers and he's like, well, actually, he's making all these young players maybe not better. He's not really helping them, and it's like, and then it's also like,
And
he
it could
tried
be
to
like
fucking trade them all.
It could be like Kobe 2.0 in a bad version, right?
Yeah.
And then there's, Durant made that kind of like side swipe comment, like, do guys want to play with him?
Exactly.
And I don't think they do. I don't think they're going to get a marquee guy this offseason. And get used to this whole LeBron, like, oh, he missed 20 games. Get used to that. Dude's old. LeBron's getting old.
Yeah.
The next 4 years of his season, get used to this LeBron missing 20 games a season. Get used to load management, LeBron.
Yeah.
If I were the Lakers, I would target someone I know I'm going to get and I know is going to be good for the next 2 years, and it would be Kemba Walker. That's my hot take.
That'd be sick.
I'd be like, listen, we'll get Kemba, then we'll try to get somebody else, but we're going to get Kemba, and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, you only got Kemba, and it's still going to be foundational enough.
That'd be awesome.
Sure.
Kemba Walker and LeBron.
And
would be sick.
I think if the LA is like, we'll give you a max to play with LeBron, I think a guy like Kemba will be like, whatever thoughts about LeBron, but also Charlotte.
And
I'm getting out of Charlotte.
And the dirty little subplot there, Michael Jordan's team.
Cheers.
Oh,
That's kind of fun, right?
Honestly, cheers.
Thank you. Storylines.
Okay, let's move on to the MVP conversation, which I think is largely between two people.
Yeah. Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, Brooke Lopez and Robin Lopez, obviously.
That's the MVP
And they
race.
both win because they work together on their comic.
on their comic.
That's right. Brooke does the drawings, Robin does the writing. Cheers. I don't know if they continued that, but
They actually had a comic?
that was a thing in the rookie year.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Lopez brothers are adorable.
Yeah.
Except they look like fucking goons. But
Whoa.
So
We're going to get some letters, folks.
yeah. What'd you mean by that goon comment?
So let's do like one at a time here. So I'm gonna ask everyone their third place. Ask everyone their second place, and we won't counter too much. I just want to see where the differences of opinions lie.
We're going to counter a little bit.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right, Jordan, hit me with your number 3 MVP.
Paul George.
Paul George.
Paul George.
Okay. Why?
Because he's like amazing. He's like doing it all for that team. I mean, until recently, and that almost kind of shows like how fucking important he was, because it's
Right.
like he can't, but he's like,
And I can rifle off his stats too. He's 28 points a game.
yeah.
2.2 steals per game.
And what's it is he's probably made the most threes out, behind Harden, right?
He is. Where's his threes? What the hell am I looking at? Oh. I only have 3-point percentage here. God damn you, NBA.com.
But I know he should. I'm sure it's like top. It's like at least top 5.
Yeah. He's banging threes.
Yeah,
And unlike the Lopez brothers, stone cold fuck.
might be the hottest guy in the NBA.
He's hot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he's pretty sexy.
he's pretty fucking hot. And that's what we're voting on. Right?
Okay, Adam, you're third overall.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Your third MVP.
Nikola Jokic.
Ooh,
good
I was
pick.
wondering. I actually thought about him and I thought about Paul George. So yeah, Adam, what's your Jokic take?
Best player on the best team. Thank you.
They're not the best team.
Oh yeah, best team, best player on potentially.
Right.
You know what? If the Denver was in the Eastern Conference, they would have 82 wins this season. Okay.
Best player on the 4th best team.
No, I think they're probably third.
I don't know if they're past the Raptors.
Not past the Raptors? Okay, well, I take it back. Then, no, he's not my third MVP. No, he is. Yeah, I'd say Jokic is number 3.
They did have a lot of injuries, so it's like he really like.
He's incredible.
Yeah, he's
Some
amazing.
people, I thought they were going to be bad, but now they're incredible, and he's great. He's my third. I mean, there's a real tier 2 here.
Also, he makes the flabby body seem okay.
Yeah.
He's really glamorizing a flat bod.
Yeah.
And I feel like they both of these guys like have their own individual narrative that's going really well because Jokic is doing something that people just haven't seen before. And he's doing it on a team that wasn't in the playoffs last year. And there's a lot of talent on Denver, but I think that he's definitely like the main reason easily why they're like a formidable threat at all. Paul George is kind of interesting because Westbrook, even though Westbrook is like a former MVP, clearly Paul George matters more to them. And the fact that like he's been able to do his narrative is cool to me because even re-signing with OKC, like this is a first year on that 4-year contract and he's having a near MVP season. Like that's good. That's massive if you're an OKC fan.
They are 8th in the West. Can I point that out?
Yeah, no, I
strengthen my Jokic pick.
I do like your Jokic pick, actually.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. What's yours, Freddie?
Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I was just I'm pulling up some rankings here.
God, this guy's looking at stats right now.
Yeah, that's not really fair.
Well, no, I was trying to rattle off Jokic for you, but my third is actually Kevin Durant.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Just to do Jokic for you though, he's 1-3 a game, 20 points, 11 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 1 steal, almost a block.
Holy fuck!
He's incredible.
And
7 assists.
I'm going to do Paul George too, just so we can get a better look at it. Paul George is almost 4 threes a game. And 28 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.2 steals. And Durant
and a 10.
And a what?
And a 10.
What do you mean into 10?
Hotness.
Oh, a 10 out of 10 hotness, right? Sorry.
Right, sorry.
Right, I'm right. So
I
sorry.
forgot this was also a comedic podcast.
So sorry. He's extremely hot. I'm only thinking about Durant's stats.
These numbers, guys.
Okay. Durant, 2 threes a game, 27 points, 6.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block.
Yep.
And he's on Golden State, who's freaking amazing. And obviously there's the caveat of it being Golden State. But, Draymond's had a rough parts of the year. Clay had a shooting slump.
Steph was out.
Yeah. They had to integrate Boogie. And I just think he's kind of been their rock.
Yeah, for sure. This is like definitely the season where it's like, I guess it'll never quite be Durant's team, but it's like it kind of was in the sense of like, yeah, he had. It's weird that he had like what an under the radar incredible season. Like for Kevin Durant, no one talks about it.
No.
Oh, I know.
Well, because I think people secretly hate Golden State so much that they're like, I don't even want to talk about it. We'll talk about them when they win.
It's
They're
like
going to have the most TV time out of any,
It's true.
any team.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Adam, I'm going to jump to you. Who's your number 2?
James Harden.
James Harden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's incredible and he's having the best season except for my number 1. Who's gonna be honest?
Yeah, well, I feel like this is the debate because I'm flipping those two.
Okay. So I'm actually with Adam, but I want to hear your Harden is better than Giannis.
Well, it's like he averaged fucking 40 points a game, and the Rockets are amazing now, and they look like shit. And then when he was like, and then Chris Paul got hurt, and James Harden was like, okay, I'm literally going to do this myself. And then he fucking did it. Like he went like 40 points a game for like 2 months.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And it's like, and people are like I mean, they have to do this for Giannis too, but it's like when you see like those bizarre defensive strategies teams have to bust out on Harden too. It's like they have to do all this crazy, like the one game where like people just like literally stand on his left so he can't do like, it's like, it's, I don't know. It's like,
for me, it's awesome because it's kind of like you have this debate, which is like, do you take the standard MVP guy, who I think is Giannis, who's got 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Sorry, 5 assists. Sorry, I was looking at Curry. Giannis has got 27 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal and a half, and a block and a half.
Holy shit.
I know.
That's crazy.
And I know. And he's on the best team. And he's also, people have to alter the way they play. But I think the difference with Harden and him is people are debating whether the NBA game is broken because of Harden.
Yeah.
You know, people are genuinely being like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it's like Wilt Chamberlain Shaq stuff.
Yeah.
This Harden season reminds me of peak Shaq, where you have people being like, oh, he's so good, he's not even good.
Yeah, like
He's
exactly.
cheating. That's why.
Yeah, it's like
It's like the first time you like in NHL '93, you learn how to do like a wraparound, and someone's like, "No fair."
It's true.
So, but like Harden's just like doing that, so people are like, "Oh well, that's why he's not the MVP because he literally can't be stopped no matter what." You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah, it's like that's exactly what it is. That's so funny.
But Giannis though, I guess my slight edge is like there wasn't this month and a half gap where it was like, what's going on with this team?
Yeah.
Like it started right away. So you were like, oh shit, Giannis, oh my God, is he going to have an MVP year?
But doesn't that almost add to Harden's tail? Because it's like they did have that and they look bad. And everyone was
they
like,
had way more health issues if you think about I think it's a really, really tight debate.
Oh yeah, that's why I kind of hate these MVP debates because, like, yeah, both of them are incredible, and it's gonna be down to the wire.
yeah, but now we don't have to debate whether or not climate change is going to kill us all, so it's nice.
Cheers.
Yeah. Giannis was invented by Big Oil, in order for us to make this a basketball podcast instead of a World Health Organization.
There we go.
podcast, for God's sake.
Guys, it's not climate change that's going to get us. It's clearly PC culture. Okay,
This podcast is brought to you by the 12 Rules of Life.
Yeah.
I got one
Next
more.
week, Joe Rogan's on.
One more for you guys.
What's your?
I'm Giannis.
Giannis, okay.
I'm Giannis number one. Harden number two. They're extremely tight, and I think Durant is like a healthy distance between both of them. And I think also Paul George, Jokic. Sure.
Yeah.
I used my Giannis argument for Jokic. Best player on the best team. I meant to say that for Giannis.
Yeah.
I got a bit trigger happy.
Guess what? You misspoke in your band.
Yeah. Wow. Talk about PC culture.
No, I don't. The thing is, like, I hold myself to a pretty high standard. I don't stutter. I don't misspeak. I don't
noticed.
meander.
Yeah. Well,
You might have stuttered on the meander.
Yeah, I might have stuttered and slurred every 5 seconds of my life. What's your Adam? I'll start with you. What's your favorite potential playoff matchup? I'm gonna pull up the standings, but I think basically anything like the teams are so fluid in the bottom of the West that any matchup between the top 3 teams and the back 5 is possible.
Pull this up, you'll.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up, but I'm if you have an opinion, hit me up.
Do you have anything to plug while he's doing this?
Wow, you don't even know the
The
standings.
plugs in now.
you should check out the if you didn't watch them,
Okay.
the 22 minutes daily on CBC Jam.
Okay, I got it. But the reason I was mentioning is that it is fluid, and I don't think I can give you the standings right now, but they're definitely not.
Well,
locked in.
can I tell you this? This is I'm gonna flip the script on you.
Whoa.
This is the matchup that I don't want to see in the first round.
Okay.
I don't want the Jazz and Trailblazers to play because I don't want to see either of those teams in the second round of the West.
See, that's fair.
Interesting.
We're talking about what we want to watch in the playoffs. So what we don't want to watch is also quite fair.
What do you like? You don't like watching Portland?
Not without Nurkic. They're just going to get blown out by whoever they play in the second round.
Yeah. Oh, Enes Kanter's going to come in there and be like, "Fuck you, Utah."
No, he's going to be Erdogan.
Yeah, no, he's going to do both. Bless him. And
there's always one matchup where you're like last year it was Portland against the Pelicans. Is like, who cares?
Okay, I'll throw out one that I do want to see.
Go.
Spurs Nuggets.
woo,
Oh yeah,
that's lined up right now.
I think that's a nice upset pick too.
The one that's lined up right now that I want to see so bad is OKC Golden State.
Yeah.
So OKC's in 8.
Yeah.
And right now Golden State's in number 1. And if they played each other, I think that
lots of storylines.
so many storylines. I think at the very least, you're like something insane is going to happen with Westbrook and Durant.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Is Westbrook going to go so insane that people start hating him in
He might.
OKC because he's playing out of his mind and taking so many shots?
I just think it would be very, very dramatic.
Oh, I'd love it.
Do you think it would be close, or do you think... Because it's weird, because... But like halfway through the season at the All-Star break, everyone was like, Thunder might be the one that can knock him off. And now it's like, Can they get back to that, or do you think Golden State will just fucking
the Thunder basically have just like been on a bit of a losing streak minus that Raptors win, so they could very easily end in 5th.
Right.
It's pretty tight.
Also, that's the most classic.
Like 5, 6, 7, 8 is super tight.
It's also the most classic Raptors sentence ever.
What?
They're on a bit of a losing streak. Other than that, the Raptors win.
Yeah. Oh God.
I saw someone was talking about how the Thunder shoot like the 4th most threes in the league, and they are like one of the worst teams shooting threes in the league.
Well,
like a team that should not be shooting.
I think
the
Russ
amount of threes.
is like he's like graduated to like insane chucker at this point.
Whenever he takes a three, even when it's wide open, in my mind, I'm like, well, that's a mistake. And it's like the worst shot you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then they have Steven Adams who can't shoot threes. They have 2 players in their starting lineup who cannot shoot threes, and they are constantly shooting them.
Wait,
Adams doesn't shoot threes.
Adams doesn't shoot threes.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying is like they're not really built.
Well, they have
for...
Ferguson can shoot threes.
I mean, they do have players that could shoot threes, but
Yeah, take that, Adam.
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah. What about Ferguson?
Okay.
Okay, so Spurs, Nuggets. Okay, so one thing. This is one thing that I want to happen, and I don't think people agree with me on this. If we can bring it back to the Raps, I want Raps Pistons.
You do.
Oh,
I want it because I want
the drama.
I want the drama, and I want to beat them. You know what I mean? Like I hate that everyone's like, oh, I hope we don't play them. You know, I always hate. I'm like, no, you got to beat the people that beat you.
See, I was so opposite of that last year.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, we got to play LeBron. I'm like, nope, just got to avoid him. Don't worry about it. Avoid LeBron at all costs. You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Then we play LeBron, and he's like LeBron toe and all that.
Also, super close games with Detroit. 2 of the 3, we had injuries or load management. I want Brooklyn, actually. I want fuck Brooklyn 2.0.
Oh yeah, that's
that'd be
fun.
good.
Sorry to say it again.
Yeah, but crazier.
I think Brooklyn would be easier. So I guess in that sense, I want them. But I'm kind of on the record as saying I think we're going to smash whoever we play in the first round.
I think so too. I think it's going to be crazy. But it's also so you prefer though. This is a sports ethic kind of question.
Okay.
Do you prefer an easier pathway to the championship, or do you want it to be crazy?
I want it to be the winning path.
I want it to be the
so
easy-
that's easier. Like
You guys want it to be easy.
Well, people talk about LeBron like 8 times to the finals. It's like, yeah, beating Indiana every single year. Or like Jordan 6 in a row. It's like, yeah, the Eastern Conference is terrible.
Right.
Yeah, not every championship can be like the Dallas Mavericks where you're playing like the Blazers and maybe OKC or the Spurs. I forget who it was, but like just really, really
Lakers.
what's that?
Yeah,
Lakers. Sorry,
Lakers. Yeah.
like super quality opponents the whole way.
Yeah.
See, I want that. That's where I'm at. I want it to be like I want you to beat the best.
I guess if you're asking me like if I can have my choice of like ultimate destiny, the one that's the most glorious, sure.
Yeah.
But as a Raptor fan, like I know even a gardener snake can take you down.
That's true. We're not really in this fandom for glory.
No.
are we?
I'm like I'm on a path to salvage whatever dignity I have.
Right.
I want major flooding in many stadiums where the teams can't put a team together.
Right.
Golden State, there's a big earthquake. They can't put it,
Magic.
I'll say it. I want an asterisk championship.
No.
Yeah, I want one. I want everyone to be like, no, you didn't win because of this reason.
You
Like,
only won because Kawhi found Flubber.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah, Kawhi got the like Mike shoes.
Sorry. Okay, let's move on to our final segment of Tell Me Something I Don't Know. I know a little bit about this guy, so you're kind of striking a middle chord, Matt. Tell me something I don't know about Milt Palacio.
Milt Palacio. He played 140 games for the Raps between 2003 and 5. Whoa. Did you know he's the only player of Belizean descent to play in the NBA?
Didn't know that. That's huge. I'm Central American.
Yeah,
Cheers.
I was going to say, big win for Central America.
No. That wasn't a wrap it up. That did seem like wrap it up. But no, I'm pumped.
I thought Jermaine O'Neal was from Belize. You learn something new every day, I guess.
He's from South Carolina. Cheers.
I can't picture what Milt Palacio looked like.
I'd say Google image.
Yeah.
I think he's the type of guy where if you go to his Wikipedia, there's probably no image.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just picture the last guy who made me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt.
Interesting.
What else you got? Any sandwich stuff?
Well, no, I don't got any sandwich stuff, and I don't have a lot on him because he didn't play in the league very long.
Okay.
But in the spirit of how the Raptors lost that game to Charlotte with that insane buzzer beater.
With the Jeremy Lamb. Yep.
This is what it was most famous about him and why he got the nickname Miracle Milt.
Ooh, that's a great nickname. Miracle Milt.
Milt.
I'm from Milton, Belize.
That's how it's pronounced.
Milton, Belize.
He launched a 30-foot buzzer beater to beat the Nets in OT in a late December 2000 game. It was also his first three-pointer ever.
And it was, and it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals
In December.
Lakers versus Nets.
And Miracle Milk just came to them.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Miracle Milk!
Won the game in overtime.
Jeremy Lamb of God, meet Milt. Oh, I probably forgot the nickname in the middle of that joke. Miracle Milt. Sorry.
He went to play in Serbia after and was a Serbian champion and now coaches in Long Island. That is Milt.
Quickish question.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Guys, Matt just blew out my mind.
Miracle Matt.
Wow, Matty D. That was incredible. Oh wow,
Whoops,
that's
that?
my
Freddie, is
phone.
that your phone?
Cheers.
Freddie.
So sorry.
Wow.
Good way.
Who is that?
Whoa, that was my brother Thomas, but on the phone I have his name listed as T-Bone Steak.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
So-
nice.
Much like his fantasy
Something
game.
we didn't know about Freddie.
There you go. Matt, I'm sorry. My weird generic ringtone took away from that.
Yeah, it's
Whatever
true.
that mission you were just on.
I think that was passive aggressive. I think that's what that was.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't
What,
want
me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
sure.
didn't want Maddie to take.
Yeah, I had Thomas on Facebook and it's like call.
Matt's running away with this thing.
Okay, let's do some quickish questions where I try and get through the questions in somewhat of a cognitive manner, and you answer as quick as humanly possible. No delays. Don't phone a friend.
Okay.
Don't think out loud. You just hit me with it.
All right.
What's that, Matt?
Was that your cell phone?
All right.
It's my cell phone now.
Okay. Hit me with that beautiful music we all love. Adam,
Oh, this is like a water level.
you better believe it. This is coming from Jonathan. Start swimming. You can't touch the edges. What year should I plan to visit Springfield for Bruno's Hall of Fame induction ceremony?
Okay, so an average NBA career is about what? We'd say 15 years, and I'd say Bruno is
He's 23.
two NBA careers away from being two NBA careers away from being an NBA Hall of Famer. So 2019 plus 60 is 2079 is when you should be planning your Springfield trip.
Ooh, I like it.
Great math.
Okay, just so this is actually a quickish question. Tell me who doesn't play in the playoffs. This is from Paul. He says, what's the playoff rotation? We still have too many guys. So who doesn't play in the playoffs?
Jeremy Lin.
That's it.
Whoa.
Oh, like all the guys?
Yeah, all the guys. Oh, yeah, you don't have to say like Boucher.
Oh,
But-
okay. Jeremy Lin, and then
McCaw?
Man, if Boucher's listening, he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, I'm gonna hit a 3 in your face.
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna stick. Well, Jody Meeks if he makes it there,
Yes.
and Jeremy Lin. I could see McCaw potentially getting minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, just because he's a good kid matchups with somebody.
Well, you heard it here first. Noisy Foisy says, peace out, Lynn. Okay, Matt. It's coming from Tristan. Another Bruno question. Bruno came into his own this week. What's something you hope? What's something you hope to become? Blah, blah. What's something you hope to become into in 2 years? Whoa.
Like just in Matt's
Okay,
life?
I think I got it. Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Raptors.
I hope to come into
So
in 2
Bruno
years.
came into his own. Tristan's hoping you'll come into your own. And
Yeah.
in what regard do you think?
Well, I hope that I can like look at the rental market in Toronto and be like, it's not that bad.
Right.
Okay.
Pretty much what I want to.
Hey.
Rich.
Yeah. No. I think no. I'd rather the rental market change. Okay, Adam. This comes from Tom. Best jump ball song: 1, House of Pain, Jump Around; 2, Crisscross Jump; 3, Van Halen Jump.
Van Halen jump. Fuck you if you disagree.
Whoa.
Oh, cheers.
Jesus.
Okay, Jordan's also coming from Tom. This year, I was forced to confront the reality that the outcome of Raptors games is not directly impacted by whether or not I wear my Vince Carter jersey. What is a tough truth you have had to accept about our team?
This is a good tough truth. Somebody told me that it was like, because I was all stressed out, and then he was like, he was a sports net anchor or something like that. And he was like, you're just not used to rooting for a true championship team, so just relax.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Matt, this comes from Tristan. Who is the off-court MVP this season through post-game interviews, commercials, movies, etc.?
Oh, God. You know what? I feel like I don't feel like I can answer this. I haven't watched enough of it. But I will say, I like Serge just because how he hit.
Try to strangle a guy. You like that?
Yeah, but he also came right out and asked Kawhi if he's staying in his
Oh, yeah,
show.
that's amazing.
My fuzzy chef.
The best teaser you could have for that show.
pretty good.
Has that dropped yet or no?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, that's a joke, right? That's,
Oh, I'm sure it's a joke. Adam, come from Tristan.
Tristan, hot on the cues.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's say in a crazy, insane, never going to happen hypothetical,
Love it.
who's your team if the Raptors are eliminated?
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah, I think Denver's my team.
Okay.
The Raptors are eliminated.
Jordan, same question.
Spurs?
Okay.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
rooting.
Matt, who's your team if the Raptors get eliminated?
I'm going to say OKC.
Fair enough. I'm going to say the Orlando Magic, which I hope make the playoffs and win the finals.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, over the Raptors. No, over the Raptors.
Even over the Raptors.
Guess
Over
what?
the Raptors.
This has been a fucking Orlando Magic podcast.
The whole time.
Yeah.
101 episodes reeling you in to a false sense of security.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm Banksy. I'm the one that sabotaged the Mueller report.
Magic are going for it.
Okay, that's the pod, everybody. Thank you
Damn.
so much for listening. Jordan, what's up? You got anything going on? You doing any shows?
Come check out my show every Sunday night at Lalo Bar at Dufferin College. It's a good comedy show.
Tasty beers.
Tasty
Good
beers,
food.
great food.
Chill atmosphere.
Very chill.
Adam, what's up?
Follow me on Twitter, the Adam Christie. I barely tweet. And also come to the Laugh Sabbath Just for Laughs showcase second Thursday of April 2019.
You better check that out.
Check it out.
boom,
Check
boom,
out
boom.
CBC Gem. You guys are pushing that hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
check
you
out
want-
CBC. Remember, listen,
CBC
folks.
Jam.
Remember when you used to make fun of Crave 2 years ago? You'd be
Yeah.
like, Crave against Netflix,
Oh, yeah,
fuck you.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the way we're going to be talking about CBC Gem in 2 years.
It's the way everyone's watching Luther.
You guys are actually really like Sault Ste. Marie metal tough. I like that about you guys. You're really like scaring the shit out of me right now. Yeah, thanks so much for listening. Find us on all the stuff. We're gonna have our hats available for sale. Just in time for summer. And yeah, cool. Thanks.
Right.
There it is.
It's the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast.